The most amazing thing is that you all look like yourselves. Is it true that, Jim, despite the bickering, you're all one big happy family?
Yes.
No egos?
Well, it's very confusing, this. I mean, if you're talking about the actors or you're talking about the characters, are there any egos?
I think we're talking about the actors. We're talking about you, Alan, not you, Jim.
Oh, fine. Well, I look awfully like Jim, but I'm not really like him in any other way.
What about you, Helen? Tell me how the Royal Variety went. Did you enjoy it?
Yes, very much.
She said through strangled throat. Did you enjoy meeting the Queen Mother?
Yes, very much indeed. Did you? Yes, she was very sweet.
Is she a fan?
So I believe.
Yes.
I believe, yes.
The Queen is reputed to be, isn't she?
Yes, apparently.
Yes, apparently.
Well, we hear all those stories, but, you know, I don't know if it's true.
What I don't understand is, I was reading about, apparently it was a flop, Jim, Alan, when it first happened in Australia, Neighbours.
No, it wasn't a flop. I'm sorry.
You were in it then, at the beginning, were you?
Yes, we had the first scene, I think. We three had the first scene.
This was first time round, but it was with another channel, another television channel. I thought it was a flop.
It wasn't a flop, it was the fact that particular channel, as we understand it, could not afford it anymore.
What, your fees were too high?
No. They couldn't afford the programme anymore. That is as we understood it.
But then suddenly it took off.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Another channel took it.
Yeah. Go on, Jim, you're aching to... We've sat you up the back there.
That's all right. No, I mean, what happened was that in one... you know, in Australia, the way it works is this. You've got two major cities in Australia, Sydney and Melbourne, and for a series of any description to survive, it has to be successful in both cities. And as it happened, it wasn't too successful in Sydney, although it was very successful in Melbourne, and all the other cities around Australia, it was very successful. So they made the decision to can the show, but then Channel 10 decided what a good idea, and they picked it up, and off it went, and look at it now.
And somebody sold it to Britain, and look at it now.
Yes.
Gail, Fiona, it's very difficult.
You're doing very well.
I'm working hard on
You're
this.
talking fine.
We do sometimes remark on the kind of wobbling sets.
The wobbling sets.
Oh,
yes. Well, it doesn't happen too often, but there was a time when in one scene in Gail and Paul's house, when you go up the staircase, the wall, one of the walls tends to wobble a bit. And there was a scene, especially when you walk up the stairs, and there was a scene I had to go up the stairs, and it was wobbling, and I said, oh, look, is there any way we can stop it wobbling? Because I thought it might look a bit noticeable. And so they said they'd do something, and anyway, we did the take, and I went up the stairs, and that was sort of the end of my bit in the scene, and I looked round the corner, and there were the three props people holding the wall up like this with their arms up against it. It was really funny.
Careful how you slam the door,
Yeah.
to kind of nudge an elbow.
Yeah, but I mean, all sets like that, they get taken in and out so much that...
Yes.
Yeah.
I know, you should see this one.
Yeah.
Actually, this is new.
I was just going to say, see, you're talking about getting a set from Australia. Oh, I saw that in a shop here the other day.
Well, this has...
No, the jug down there, the jug.
The jug, well,
Yeah.
the jug maybe, but the rest of it, I promise you, is yours. You didn't know, you see. You don't know it's not there.
Was it on the
'cause you're
same
here.
plane? Was it on the same
Yes,
plane?
in the hold. It's rather nice, I must say. It's doing a good polish, actually. Perhaps we sent for Mrs. Mangle. Paul, I gather it's all going to get saucier. That's what they
What, the
told
show?
me. Yes. And you are leading the way in sauciness. That's what they say.
Well, some more stories, guys. No, the Neighbours can't get saucy. Come on, let's get serious. That's probably the best thing about our show, and the reason it's popular not just here but in Australia as well, and now in Europe as well, is the fact that we're not into rapes and murders and hot sex all over the screen and this, that and the other.
What do you mean you're committing adultery at the moment?
Oh, all right, okay.
My grandson committing adultery.
Well, he's getting quite close to it. Not that we ever see it, but you know, I mean, because you're 18 months, we're 18 months behind you.
Is
aren't
this
we?
Crystal you're talking about?
Crystal.
I don't
the
know what her name is,
blonde-haired
blonde
thing?
girl, and
Oh,
you've been
yeah.
kissing in the car with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's not, and Lucy is frightfully upset. Jane, you haven't spoken, Jane. You've suddenly turned into a kind of glamour boss.
Yes, well, Jane has, yes.
Jane has turned into a glamour. Well, you were always a glamour boss.
Not a glamour course, no.
But are you, I mean, it has leaked out here again that Kylie Minogue is leaving, isn't she? And
Yes.
so you're being kind of groomed.
Well, no, not as such. That's
Helen's shaking her
the
head.
papers
Anne's
say,
shaking.
but it's never a conscious thing that was ever decided by anyone on our end, no.
What do you think of Kylie leaving and becoming a pop star?
I think fantastic, good on her. she's doing incredibly well, and
We
we're
all think that.
terribly
Do.
proud of her.
Yes.
You don't resent that at all.
No,
Well, should we? No, I know you should. It's just
Everyone
like,
keeps saying-
as you say, inevitably papers run stories like that. And I mean, let's get the record straight.
Well, the
Which-
papers better get their records straight
Yes.
very shortly, because
No,
it
they
is
don't
not
mind, they
true.
don't.
No, not in the slightest.
The thing about it is we're just ultimately proud of the girl.
I mean,
We
it's
really
not
are.
as if someone's going to stay in a series for years and years. At one stage or another, they will move on somewhere else. What they do is, I mean, we wish everyone who leaves the show every success in what they do, and Kylie's, it's fantastic.
Done very well.
Yes,
do,
it's
do you worry about it? Do you worry about typecasting?
It's
They
hard
all-
to say.
all
You
the-
don't know about typecasting, I suppose, until it comes up. And if you can go to an audition for something that you've done after this and show that you can play another part, well, it's basically up to you a lot, I think.
But you're happy
Fortunately,
with
I've
your
done a few
part,
things
Alan, Jim?
Well,
Alan?
yeah, no, I'm very, very happy. I mean, I'm happy from the start. I mean, I look at it this way, that the people that are casting for other roles, if they haven't got enough imagination to see that an actor's playing that role and an actor can play another role, well, then they shouldn't be casting.
You've taken your trousers down this week.
Have
Did
I?
you know that?
Fine.
Yes, for the female doctor. I can see romance blossom.
Can you? You reckon someone seeing my buttocks would probably decide to have a romance with me?
Well, I can smell it. I can smell it.
Give myself a real drink. Really did. What that?
You've gone quite pink. Why did you think we sat you over the back?
I don't know. I feel to complain this.
Listen, thank you very much indeed. I'm going to let you relax a minute. Let me just ask the audience to say to you, just for the moment, Annie Jones, Anne Haddy, Stephen Dennis, Fiona Cork, Alan Dale, thank you very much indeed. I'm coming back, but I'm going to pop over the road to meet Ian Smith, who plays Harold. I've been practicing. This is very difficult, this names game. Ian Smith, who plays Harold, Anne Charleston, who plays Madge, Elaine Smith, who plays Daphne, and Craig McLaughlin, who plays Henry. So if they'd like to appear... Now, Madge, Anne, you're TV's most popular mum. You make the most wonderful meat pies in Australia. Even if he doesn't
She's a
think
good all-rounder, isn't she?
She's very good, isn't she? Well, how do you explain the popularity of Neighbours here?
I think Australia's flavour of the month at the moment. Also, I think that the British audiences are used to seeing outback stories from Australia, historical dramas. I think this is probably the first time that they've actually seen Australian suburbia.
Yes.
And I think maybe that's what's appealing
It's true.
about it.
But have you seen EastEnders here?
Yes, I've seen it in Australia. I mean, it's not on now, but it used to be.
It didn't go down too well, did it?
I think part of the problem there was that it was on the ABC, and a lot of people don't watch the ABC.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
But you could understand the accent. That was
Oh, absolutely.
Because
No
apparently
problem.
America had problems with that.
Oh, but America has problems with any kind of accent that is not American.
Oh, yeah.
Terrible problems with Australian accents.
Yes.
Really?
Oh, yes,
So
they-
you're not selling in America?
Not yet.
No.
But a few years ago, sorry to rabbit on, Smithy, I'm going on and on.
It's not like her at all.
No, it isn't. Shut up. Australian movies had to be dubbed.
What,
For-
in
from-
the
in
States?
America.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
But now Smithy, as
Yes.
she calls you.
Yes,
You're also one of the script writers, is
Yes, I am, yes. Have been for 2 years now.
Is
What a
that difficult?
dynamic talent.
Be quiet.
Nobody else
Be
does
quiet.
We'll come to you in a minute.
Am I allowed to throw the flowers? Is
Yeah,
there
you
anything...
can- you can do what you like.
Okay, fine.
Come on, how difficult is it to write these scripts, and do you write all the best lines for yourself?
No, my agreement is that I don't write episodes that I'm in. Because I can't. I go blank when I have to... Well, when I have to say any lines, I go blank. But particularly, I cannot write for myself. I just can't do it.
So you have to deliver his lines, Craig, isn't
Most of the time, I don't like to brag, but most
Yeah,
of
he
the time
doesn't
I do.
write very good ones for me either.
That's... Well, they won't be from now on. But... no, and yet I had to write for my son, who was supposedly a clone of Harold. And I wrote that perfectly well. And I thought, what's the matter with this? I can't write for myself, and yet I can write for a clone of Harold.
You're
So
so
I
recall
conscious
that
about
one.
yourself.
Yes.
Now you're the latest hunk, Craig.
I
down
beg your
there.
pardon?
The latest hunk. Do you call them hunks in Australia?
Well, yes, we go with hunk. Heartthrob's another popular one.
we like to use. No, it is. No, hang on. Heartthrob. And what's the other one we like to use?
Idiot. Yes.
He can be so rude sometimes, can't he? Don't applaud, idiot.
So what's it like being mobbed? From obscurity to stardom in 4 months,
I know,
this
it's
guy.
incredible, isn't it? Ex-plumber. I never used to get mobbed when I was a plumber. It's interesting. It's funny, the English folk are a little bit different to the Australians, though. They're most polite when they mob you. When en masse, no, really, when en masse and they sort of crowd you and stuff, it's sort of, oh, pardon me for rubbing against you, but would you sign this? And, oh, excuse me, I didn't mind to bump you there. I didn't mean to bump you there, but would you sign this? Whereas it just, you know, they're very polite.
In Australia, they give me an autograph or else.
Yes.
Yeah, sign this, Lachlan.
Yeah, Daphne, you're supposed to be largely pregnant, but I see nothing there.
I have a beautiful flat stomach. Do you want me to boast?
It must be the longest pregnancy in television
Well, it
history.
certainly felt like it, and as I said to you earlier, it's put me off the real thing, I think.
Forever.
Yes, forever.
But I'm right in thinking, Otto, you're not in it anymore.
It's a strange set of circumstances. I actually left the show about a year ago in Australia, but I'm still on air here for about another 6 months. So you still know me as Daphne over here.
And why did you leave?
Well, simply to do other things, to get back and do some theatre work and things like that.
Well, we can't ask you how. We've given
You
away
can't
enough
ask
of
me
the
how I
plot.
leave. You mustn't ask me how I leave. That's a surprise.
All right. Can I ask you, is the baby all right?
Yes, the baby's fine. Daphne's not after it, but the baby is.
Are you knocked out by the success of it all? It is amazing. I think we love you because it's such full of sunshine and
Well,
bright eyes.
I think
Be
that's
on
the
location
reason.
with us sometimes.
I saw an umbrella this week.
You
Yes.
didn't.
Yeah, I did. I saw
Fiona
Helen.
had one.
Helen was walking down when she walked
Oh.
past Mrs. Mangle and wouldn't talk to her. You know, she had. Oh, this is long ago in your.
In the middle of winter, we're standing in Ramsay Street. We've got thin cotton shirts on, and the producer will
We've got our thermals underneath,
the
so.
producer will come out and the director will come out and say, "Come on, the Poms think the sun's always out." We say, "What?"
That's true.
Right.
Into your summer clothes.
Steam.
People don't realise it gets quite cold in Melbourne.
Oh yes.
It's jolly cold here for you lot.
Well,
this week.
we
It's
experienced
a bit
quite a lot of cold in Melbourne before we came here. So
Did you?
We were acclimatised.
We imagine, as you say, it's permanent summer there. You're in Panto, both of you now.
Yes, I'm doing a pantomime up in Stockport called Mother Goose.
Yes, and I'm at Oxford doing Jack and the Beanstalk.
Is that fun?
Well, I haven't started yet. I've just read the script, but she's a very Dame Edna type fairy. She's called Gladiola.
That is the point, really. I mean, our image of you, beyond the sunshine of Neighbours, is a kind of mixture of Crocodile Dundee and Dame Edna Everett, really. I mean, is that what it's like down there?
I think that's a reputation that's to be avoided, really.
Well, you can see the macho image in front of you. That's
Crocodile
what you get.
Smith.
Yes.
What's your image of us, then? What's the Australian image, and do we live up to it? Of the English man, first of all.
Oh,
now?
yes, I think so. No, I think we've got you
I don't think I...
pegged quite well. I think.
Yes, I think rugged in a very nice way.
What, the women?
No, the men. No,
You fool.
no offence. No,
Careful.
I was talking about the
Very
feminists.
He's nearly got away with it there. Are you gonna? You play the guitar as well? Are you gonna nip off to the pop scene, the same as Jason and Kylie? When you get famous.
Not
enough.
just at the moment. Not just at the moment. But keep your ears pinned. I may do, I don't know, a rap Christmas album with Luciano Pavarotti or something. I don't know.
But at the moment he's trying to get Henry right, aren't you?
Yes.
Well, exactly. Henry's doing very well. He's very well reformed. Thank you very much, you four, Ian Smith, Anne Charleston, Elaine Smith, and Craig McLachlan.
Thank you.
Well done.
Before we leave Melbourne, let's have another lingering look at that Neighbours wedding of the year. Mrs. Mangle. Until then,
G'day.
G'day.